Yeah, they be like, who is this Mickey Truth girl? Who qualifies her to
What's
put
up,
a
what's up,
work
y'all? It's
on
your
these
girl,
people?
Mickey Truth, aka the Queen of Paperwork, and I am back with another video. As always, all information contained in this video is for entertainment educational purposes only. All information used in this video is per the Fair Use Act, and any conclusion that you draw is on you, not me, so let's get it. The night that King Von was killed is one of those nights that is so many different versions of events. Even if you listen to or watch the body cam footage that was released by Seti Nash, where you can hear the security officer say someone was shooting from over there, or someone was shooting from over there, referring to a police officer. So many different versions. The craziest version, though, is this one. Lil Tim shot and killed King Von. You may be like, Mickey, what you mean? That's a crazy version. Well, let's get into it. According to the affidavit for arrest that was filed on November 6, 2020, Lil Tim, aka Timothy Leaks, said accused knowingly and intentionally caused the death the victim of Davon Bennett by shooting him with a handgun. Mr. Bennett died of his gunshot injuries at Grady Hospital. So with that, they closed the investigation. Years later, Mickey Truth, yes me, just happened to be updating my records and just randomly decided to call to verify the status of Lil Tim's case. And I found out that the case had been dropped. No murder charge for Lil Tim. It went viral. Of course, I had to get the official paperwork once Monday came around. And according to Fulton County, it states here the facts of this case have been reviewed with the arresting officer, and although it appears that probable cause may have existed for the defendant's arrest, the decision of the district attorney at this time is not to present the above referenced defendant's case to the grand jury. The reason for this decision are as follows. Legal and factual considerations to include, but are not necessarily limited to, insufficient evidence to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt. This was June 5th, 2023, almost 2 years later. Now, a lot of people ran with that saying it was the self defense, it was this, is exactly what it says. And now, today, kind of feel like it's more so, you know what? I'll wait till we get to that part. Now, of course, I'm like, well, hold on. Wasn't this like possibly a officer involved shooting, right? Other people was killed that night. Rest in peace to Slutty. Other people was shot that night. Lil Tim, Track, couple others. So what's the update? The last update that was provided by GBI was on November 9th, 2020. I received a reply back to tell me, hey, email the actual open records department. Now, they told me it was going to take some months to get back to me. This was back in August. Fast forward to October 6th, I received a reply. It says here, GBI received your open records request on August 21st, 2023 for records pertaining to Davon Bennett, case number 10-0125-34. The records in this case are part of a pending investigation or prosecution. Pursuant to OCGA 50-18-72A4, the records are not subject to disclosure until the investigation/prosecution is concluded, which includes the appeals process. This office does not monitor the status of pending cases. You may resubmit your request when the case is closed. So the investigation is still open. However, wasn't Lil Tim the only suspect though, as far as King Von? And again, according to the original affidavit, Lil Tim has always been the person they accuse or blame for the death of King Von. Case in point, it says Leaks, who shot Bennett, was himself shot and fell to the ground. It also says here that they had the video, the viral video that we all have seen. And it says here Mr. Bennett was fighting. He was shot several times by another black male wearing a gray hoodie under a black shirt with a design on the back and black pants, later identified as Timothy Leeds. So, from the start, day one, Lil Tim was the suspect to shoot King Von multiple times. But was he the only suspect? According to the original documents, it does list a co-defendant. For those who have watched my Lil Tim video, you already heard of that. Johnny Harris was arrested that night for possession of a firearm. However, he only received a parole violation and was sentenced to finish out his parole in the Departments of Correction for Georgia. He's currently locked up in the feds. However, it's no relation to any events stemming from the night that King Von was murdered. So, why would the case still be open then? It has to be something we're missing. We got to take it back. Before we do, though, Asian Doll said something odd. And I remember speaking about it like, how would she know? The family don't even know. She said, Lil Tim might have beat the King Von murder charges, but Asian Doll says he didn't do it anyway. Up until now, it was odd to me. I finally got the King Von autopsy report from the Fulton County Medical Examiner, and it blew my mind. So after reviewing it, I started wondering, what if Lil Tim didn't fire the fatal shot? Yes, you heard me. What if Lil Tim really didn't do it? According to the medical examiner, Davon Bennett, aka King Von, cause of death was gunshot wounds of the torso and thighs. Manner of death is homicide. A total of 4 gunshot wounds are described in the autopsy. Each gunshot wound that's described is an entry wound. Now the question is, where did they come from? What if there were multiple shooters? And no, not just multiple shooters that night. What if multiple people shot King Von? No, far-fetched, right? But what if it actually isn't? Y'all just bear with me. Take a walk with me. Let's go back to November 6th, 2020. TMZ has the video posted. And of course, I can't post it on YouTube. However, follow me and go watch the video. The fight breaks out and it's caught on camera. Lil Tim pulls out a gun and shoots. One muzzle flash. And it's about the 11-second mark. Give or take a second or so, okay? Another muzzle flash around the 12-second mark. Only 2 muzzle flashes, for my opinion, of course. King Von falls at the 12-second mark, falling more to his right side, if you ask me. He ends up slightly on top of a black figure. The police says it was Quando Rondo, and that's according to the actual arrest report for Lil Tim. The dark figure looks as if they're pinning King Von down, as the report says. And this is on the 15-second mark on the TMZ video. So make sure if you go behind to watch it, watch the TMZ video, because that's the one I watched. At the same mark, King Von's body lifts up with his backside facing away from the black figure. At the same time, Lil Tim's body jumps, meaning his feet is off the ground while facing King Von. Did King Von and Lil Tim get hit at the same time? Because that was my first reaction. 16-second mark. Lil Tim falls to the ground in fetal position. He looks to be holding his stomach. 21-second mark. Lil Tim points what appears to be a weapon at Muwop, and he backs up. No flashes or nothing. Was he out of bullets? 21 to 24-second mark. King Von is laying on his back, and a dark figure believed to be Quando Rondo is trying to break away. 35-second mark. Is Quando Rondo trying to help King Von up, or is Quando Rondo trying to get away? 41-second mark. King Von looks to be holding on to Quando Rondo tightly. Moonwalks walk up to the pair. At this point, a dark stain can be seen on King Von's shirt on the left side, possibly the torso area. In my opinion, it looks like blood. At this point, Lil Tim is on the ground looking towards Quando Rondo and King Von. Muwop is walking up, and Quando Rondo looks to be looking towards Muwop. Muwop punches Quando Rondo, and that's also in the paperwork also. Muwop knocks Quando Rondo again about the 52-second mark. People start to point towards the parking lot. What do they see? Someone walks towards that direction. So this is going towards the front of the white Jeep. For those who have seen the other angle video, that's where they're walking towards. Where the crowd with King Von came towards Quando Rondo when the fight broke out. The 1 minute and 5-second mark, people start backing away from the parking lot. But they're looking, but they're backing up. Someone even runs across the street. The 1 minute and 15-second mark, Quando and Lil Tim pulls off. But the white SUV is seen leaving, just like the police report says. Again, they use this video to piece their investigation together early on. 1 minute 26 mark, King Von is put into the dark car. Who we see is Muwop getting into the back seat. The autopsy report reveals that gunshot number 1 is a penetrating gunshot wound to the torso. The entry wound was on the left lateral back. Gunshot 2, a penetrating gunshot wound to the torso. The entry wound on the left hip. So that's 2 shots to the torso at different points. Gunshot wound number 3 is a penetrating gunshot wound to the pelvis with the entry wound on the right buttocks. Gunshot wound number 4 is a pair of tandem perforating gunshot wounds involves the thighs. Now, in my opinion, of course, Lil Tim couldn't have did gunshot wound number 3. The entry, meaning that's where it entered King Von's body, is in the buttocks. However, in my opinion, remember I told you at one point in the video, King Von's body lifts up with his legs up. Lil Tim's body jumps up at the same time. Could that have been when the shot was fired? So who was the second shooter? Because now, in my opinion, it's definitely a second shooter. And not just that night, but a second person shot King Von. To be continued. Rest in peace to King Von. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to pull up on your girl Mickey Truth. And as always, go over to MickeyTruth.com and get you that merch because you know your girl stay with that work. So until next time, holla! No matter what you go through, do what you got to do and conquer the world.